of Late Entry, hosted by RBF Kyle.
How we doing, everybody? Welcome back to another live show. Finally,
True. We've got the return of Matt
What up? What up?
with us always on the first Wednesday of every month, and your boy Double Dose. Um, got a we've got some sports stuff to talk about and some fun topics that we're gonna get to. But before we get into any of that, we're gonna start the show off by talking about, I would say, the biggest news in America currently, which is what's going on in Minnesota. So if you are not following the situation, if you haven't heard about it yet, basically try to take you through what happened of it, and then obviously the videos are out there too, so you guys can go and find those, form your own opinions, but we're going to give you ours. Basically, ICE was conducting its ICE business in Minnesota today, and there was a lady inside her car. The ICE agents tried to remove her from the vehicle. She, depending on which perspective you're taking on this, either tried to pull off to escape, or as the Homeland Security is alleging, that she tried to run them over and ram them with the vehicle. The agent then responded by shooting her and killing her, and then her car crashed into another car. ICE agents refused to let the, I believe it's a doctor on scene, try to give aid to her. There were paramedics that showed up that they tried to black out as well. The agents did not go to the car to find out if she was okay or anything. They just let the car sit there. We're going to get more into it, but that's kind of the situation. And Matt, I'll let you start from here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot to, kind of unpack with this situation. I think it's super fucked up, I think, from my perspective. I mean, I watched the video. I mean, the guy's definitely like in the way of the car, like, you know, but I just don't think it justifies murdering this woman. And I think the first thing that is, kind of crazy is this is a few streets away from where George Floyd was murdered just a few years ago. Um, and that's kind of, really sad for the community and the city of Minnesota and the people who live there. Like to see this happen and imagine that, happening outside of your front door. I mean, this is just somebody's street. This is, just people. This is a neighborhood where people live. This isn't like a random shooting, at a shopping center by some mass shooter. This is a federal agent, an armed, trained federal agent that is there to, apparently, uh, you know, expel Somali immigrants. I think that's what the reason that they say they're there is in what their mission is. But this woman was not a Somalian. She was an American citizen, and just I think this kind of force is unnecessary. And I think it's also just related to like what we're seeing with like Venezuela and the forceful nature of this administration that they're trying to just impose their will on the world apparently and Americans. And um it's a power grab from all points there. And it's the same type of thing that you see here where they're trying to justify the use of force against American citizens. And it's like they're telling you not to believe the evidence that you see with your eyes and ears. I mean, that's the most twisted thing a government can do. That's George Orwell 1984 stuff. I mean, that's straight up, you know, propaganda. And, for them our, well, what's her fucking face, Christy Nome, to get up there and say this was an act of domestic terrorism. No, it wasn't. The woman wasn't terrorizing anyone. It looked to me like she was somebody tired of the bullshit and was just like, all right, I'm out of here. And, they were trying to yank her out of her fucking car. Like, she's probably scared shitless. And whatever happened to like a car chase or like shoot the fucking tire or like let's get her license plate, we fucking know who she is now. And like she's our, you know what I mean, like where's the due process, where's the, well, what made that person, that agent, judge, jury, and executioner to just shoot that woman? I mean, That's this. I don't know. The founding fathers are probably spinning in their graves right now because I'm seeing a bunch of stuff that's just un-American. It's just government overreach. This is exactly the type of stuff that we raised up arms in the American Revolution against the tyranny of the British, and it's our own government that's doing it to us now. And Congress isn't stopping him or their administration. It's like this evil fucking guy, this short ball guy, Stephen Miller, is like running the country, and this is all his type of stuff. But I don't want to rant about politics, about it, but I think it's all related. The level of force that you saw with him, like the boats that they were blowing up in the Caribbean Sea. We killed 100 something people just blowing up. I don't give a shit if they're drug dealers. They're in the Caribbean Sea. They pose no threat to me. Like if people in America want to do cocaine, maybe we should address the desire and the want for people to do drugs here in America versus blowing up people in the ocean that we think might be having a boat full of drugs, and then shooting another missile at it after we've already disabled the vessel and people are hanging on for dear life. Like that's twisted shit. Oh, and then I'm gonna post cartoons about blowing up these boats on Twitter. Like that's cruel. That's just sick and it's childish and it's got to stop. But I don't want to take up the whole conversation. I think I want to
No,
see kind of with the video like what was going on. Was that woman threatening them in some way before this happened? Like obviously I still think the force was excessive. Um
Yeah, I have
but
to
it's just
imagine it's
horrible.
it's scary being an ICE agent for sure, but I also have to imagine it's scary being an immigrant, legal or not, with a bunch of ICE agents surrounding your car. So, as
I don't think
the
she was an
ad,
immigrant.
she was a white woman.
The woman was Renee. Her name was Renee Good.
really? Oh, okay. I thought she was. I thought that I read that she was an immigrant, but
But
um,
her city's occupied by ICE. I mean, I'd be scared by that too.
sure. But yeah, I mean, I get like that we need to comply, but at the same time, in this climate, things are scary all the way around. I don't think firearm should have been discharged by any means, and my prayers go out to her family, to anybody that's connected to the victim of all of this. Really. Yeah, beyond that, I'm sure that more
And
information will come out about the things, or they won't, and it'll get
just
swept
about
under
this
the rug.
situation,
But
if you're a trained ICE agent and the woman is behind the wheel of a vehicle that you know is not in park, why the fuck are you positioning yourself right in front of it? Like it seems to me like you put yourself in that danger. And
yeah,
then I'm
I think
reading
that's a
about it.
normal practice. Like you put
Yeah,
your
but
hand and you tell them to stop.
be ready to jump out of the way, motherfucker. Like, it doesn't mean you get to shoot the driver if they try to peel off. Like, that shit happens every day. I've watched cops. Like, they don't get to kill the fucking driver. Like, it says one of the ICE agents tried to rip her door open, a witness said, and another one got in front of the vehicle and then shouted stop before firing 3 times within a second of saying stop, is what the witness
Yeah.
said. Within a
So
second. Stop.
okay, so
The
this
video's
is a
fucking sick, man. I hate watching shit like that. It
this
makes me
is
sick to my stomach.
a new name that I'm seeing in our chat. Starly726. Bold of you to assume these agents are trained, which is one of the things that I actually want to talk about, is the fact that a lot of these, I think that they're not going through that same level of training that you would have to be a police officer or to be a military or the National Guard that would be deployed to deal with these situations. The ICE agents are not receiving that level of training. They're just getting weapons and
It's a
authority and
great
having to
point.
and being able to go out there and do this. And so what's happening now is the shit is finally hitting the fan, where we're seeing, and this has happened before. This happened in Chicago,
Mhm.
where I live, where they shot someone who had just dropped his kids off at school. And the mayor actually made a statement today about what happened in Minnesota, and he referenced this. But yeah, they're not receiving the training. And what's happening is you're giving people that are undertrained and potentially looking for a way to have some power for the first time in their lives, and now they're out here with a gun, and now, oh well, and that's all it is. And just
I
like
know,
that,
and I've even seen
someone's
the
life was taken.
ads uh, offering a $50,000 signing bonus to join ICE. I don't know if it's real or not, but like I mean, where's that money coming from too? And then,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that would probably draw a lot of people to just apply and just want to join.
Yep.
Um,
Um, but I've got a few things I want to talk about with this too. So fleeing and eluding, resisting arrest, as long as there's no things can escalate to a felony, depending on if you're speeding, if you're aggressively driving, if you're fighting the officer, stuff like that. Those can elevate a fleeing and eluding or resisting arrest to a felony. Those two things start as misdemeanors. Her driving away is a misdemeanor. ICE agents can't even arrest American citizens. Sometimes they're unlawfully detained because of quote mistakes, but they don't even have the authority to arrest us. So I don't know why her car was there to begin with. I don't know if we have that information yet. Kyle
yeah,
mentioned we're going to get more information on stuff like that probably if we get the correct information, because they're already lying to us. But let's say that she was there trying to disrupt law and order, right? Let's say that she was there trying to block them in. And then the agents come up to her car and they're trying to get her out the car. You can see in the video, they're on all sides of the car. So what she does is she puts it in reverse. She's trying to drive around. If you're slowing the video down, you're watching it. There's a car here with the door open. There's agents on all sides of her. She's trying to back up and maneuver her car to avoid hitting all of them. The agent then decides that the best option is to shoot her and kill her. Kristi Noem said that what the agent did was, Kristi Noem, if you're not familiar, is the Department of Homeland Security head. So she said that what they were trying to do was protect themselves and everyone else. Well, what you did was you killed this lady, and then her car is being still driven foot on the gas with a dead person driving it, which then slams into another car. There could have been people in that car. There could have been people on the sidewalk. You
put
put
others at
everyone
risk
else,
too.
you put everyone else at risk by doing that. Kyle, it was Kyle or Matt, one of you made an excellent point. You can get her license plate. If what she did was illegal, you can catch up to her and arrest her later. There's never a reason to shoot at a car that's driving away that's not posing an immediate risk to somebody else. You can always go get them later. It was an absolute unnecessary use of force.
Oh, agreed.
And the last thing that I want to say about it, before we can keep talking about it, is just it's disgusting to see. And it really speaks to the larger divide in this country that I just don't know how we're going to bridge this gap between. Ever since January 6th, the right in large has been making Ashley Babbitt out to be this big giant martyr, right? If you're
Yeah.
not familiar with who that person is, she was the woman that was trying to crawl through the window or the glass or the door or whatever in the Capitol, and the officer there said, "If you come through here, I'm going to shoot you. Don't come through." And she came through, and he shot her. And they've been trying to make her a martyr for the last several years. Today, you know what one of the number one trends on Twitter is? FAFO. Fuck around and find out. They're saying if you use the car as a vehicle, you deserve to get popped. These are the same. If we're saying that these are the same level, how are we viewing them differently? One person's a martyr, one person deserved to die. We got a large divide as people here. And it's just unfortunate we're not seeing each other, no matter what side of politics we're on or not, as humans that deserve life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and like you said, Matt, I forgot what the right word is, the term, but basically a fair trial. You
Due
don't become
process.
due process. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. You
Fucking, it's in the
cannot,
Bill of Rights.
yes, you cannot
Like,
fucking just kill somebody because you want to. You have a job, and you're not even the fucking cops. But if you're going to act like them, you have to do it the right way. And you know what the cops do when they fucking shoot somebody? Immediately call for help and get some fucking help applied. They fucking shot her and said, well, anyways, what the fuck's up?
I mean, I think in 50 years, like in history is not going to look back kindly on this Trump administration, and especially what they're doing in the second term. I think it's damaging America in a lot of ways. And like you said, there's a divide in America. If you think that woman was trying to weaponize her car, we need to have a conversation. Like, and I don't hate you, I don't, but I think we need to kind of come to terms and agree upon a reality again somehow. And I think that's through communication. I just think that um, any rational person that watched that video can't see it too many other ways than just I just see a woman that was tired of the bullshit and was just on her. I don't know, just like, I'm out of here. And
Probably
whether
scared.
and I don't think that's right either. I don't think she should have been provoking the officers. Like, go, and I don't even know if she was doing that. Obviously, it's a situation that obviously all the facts aren't really out there, like you said, and it's hard to say when two people just are trying to make alternate versions of it.
Two things that I want to respond to what you just said with two pieces. The first one, and I think it was Toph and I talked about this when it pertained to the football players that got shoulder checked by the cop in that game. Was it South Carolina? And it's not.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Basically, I
remember the
was talking
episode.
about the fact of when you are given a badge and a gun, there's a level of responsibility to act above the rest comes in. Even if she was provoking them, even if she was, and then she was trying to provoke them and then dipped off. Your responsibility with a gun and a badge is to be able to think clearly and handle things the right way, not to
Yes, and
kill her.
only use it if your life is in danger. Only use it
Yes.
if you are at immediate danger. And I think
Yes.
that's always, anytime that there's, an excessive use of force by a law enforcement, whoever the agency is, whether you're federal or local police, that's always the narrative. That's always, the thing. And I get it. The job is scary and tough, and I respect police officers. Anytime I have contact with police officers, I'm very yes sir, no sir. Like, I don't like cause trouble. I respect what they do, but like you said, they don't. You guys don't have the right to just shoot people. I don't care if you're American. I don't care if you're fucking Somalian. I don't care if you're fucking African, Mexican. You don't have the right to just fucking kill people in any country, like, in the world. And I think it's happening all over. Like, I saw in Iran that, like, the government has killed 40 people in protests in the last week. 40 people. The government's killed 40 people in protests. Like, so I mean, obviously there's worse places to be, but like, um this is fucked up.
The
This
Shit's
is
second
got to
a
change.
sad day for
this
We
America.
got to we got to come together as people, and we're just being driven apart.
the second thing that Matt, that you had mentioned was like coming together to find a common truth again. Oh, it's common reality.
Through
That's
communication, and
it's been one of the most masterful yet most damaging things that I believe that Trump did with his whole run since the beginning. When you come out here and say you can't believe the news, you can't believe scientists, you can't believe your eyes, all you can believe is what I'm telling you. Well, you're turning people against any credible source and making yourself the only orator of the truth. It's
It's a
incredibly
very old playbook. It's an
yes.
old dictator's playbook.
It is, and it's incredible. It's been incredibly effective. Like, it's round of applause for pulling it off, but it's destroyed our country because we can't have like the left and the right. We just don't see this. We can watch the same video, we can read the same thing. We do not take away the same thing from it anymore. And I don't know how we bridge that gap, but that's
I know.
got to
And
be
to
something that's
me,
got to be addressed if we're ever going to come back together as a country.
it looks like Trump is selling out America at every opportunity. Anyone who will pay him money, he will give you land. He will concede you rights. He will go take Venezuela's oil if you are Chevron and Conoco. He is weaponizing the U.S. military and federal agencies against our own people. He's putting National Guard in cities. This is the type of oppressive stuff that is not okay. We cannot normalize this. We cannot accept this.
Well, I mean, and to your point with that too, even the way that ICE is operating with the way that we're detaining illegal immigrants. First of all, being here illegally is a misdemeanor, anyways. It's not a felony. Second of all, we're detaining these people in these big pens for what? We're not giving them due process. So why are we holding them so long instead of just deporting them? You know why? Because the government these are all private companies that are holding these holding facilities, and they're all making
Big
millions and
government
billions of
contracts.
dollars. Exactly. And this is all about money. And it's real people's lives that are being
Yes,
sacrificed for it.
being exploited. It's like the United States is involved in human trafficking right now, though, when you put it that way.
Sending people to other countries. I know people that know people being in Chicago that have had family members deported. They have not all been sent back to the country that they came from.
No, they're sending them back to wherever they feel like. And they've also revoked people who had temporary status from Venezuela. There's an immigration status for like temporary protection. And there are people from Venezuela who fled the Maduro regime and were living in South Florida. Since they removed Maduro, they revoked those people's protection and are sending them back to Venezuela this week.
Wow.
How fucked up is that?
I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's messed up.
Like, how fucking sick is that? Like,
just serving them up.
Yes. Like, oh, well, now he's gone. If you fled him, that's who you needed protection from. Now that he's gone, you can go back.
Well, everything about
After
it is the
these
wrong
people
way.
have already been indoctrinated into the United States, have already been paying taxes in the United States, been working in the United States, established a life and the family in the United States. Yeah, go back.
Well, they're getting people they're going to their trials or in their hearings to try to become citizens and arresting them there.
Yeah.
It's got to be a better way.
I think at the end of the day, also, like, this country was built on immigrants. This anti-immigrant sentiment is wrong. It's not. It's anti-American, because America is a nation of immigrants. At the end of the day, whether you were brought here forcefully or you brought here, in exploration or or if you're Native American, then you were here first. Also, like if you were any of those tribes. So, I mean, no one has the overall claim to any land. Like, this stuff's been taken by force. And
I mean, yes, to an extent, though. I mean, there has to be some level of borders. You know what I mean? And I feel like
I agree.
And I feel
I'm just saying in history, like,
yeah, absolutely.
We bring in people that, like, people from Venezuela seeking refuge, or people from Cuba seeking refuge. Like, I had one of my best friends growing up as a kid. His mom, they came straight from Cuba and escaped here, and I mean, they found a way to get their papers, and she got legal, but it wasn't that way. They didn't get here on all the regulations that the country had for them, but they were still like a major part, a major contribution to the society as a family, as a country, and we're definitely losing that especially with this administration.
The other thing too is one of the oldest tricks in the book is, if I can keep you two fighting, I can get away with whatever. If I keep white people and black people fighting, I can get away with whatever. If I can, and not to go
That's why
to
we
the
started
whole
this podcast,
and not to go to the whole level of saying that they're all Nazis and everything. But that was the great Hitler playbook. I'm gonna get you to follow me because I'm gonna blame this group for everything is wrong in the country. And now over here, hey, you can't buy a house. You know why you can't buy a house? Illegal immigrants. You can't get a job? Illegal immigrants. If I can blame this group of people for everything wrong with the country, you'll rock with me because I promise to get rid of them.
Right.
It's one of the oldest playbooks ever.
No, and it works. It works because it just plays on people's fear and hatred and pettiness.
And if I can convince you to believe that you're better than this person, then I'll have you in my pocket for forever because you're too busy worried about him. I don't want to drag this out for too long. Do you guys have anything else that you want to add to this conversation before we move on?
Not at the moment. I'm sure there'll be more for us to talk about as days go on.
No, but I'm sure there'll be more, protests that come up. Get out and protest. Fucking get out and vote, in 2026. There's a midterm elections this year, y'all. Like, a lot of people don't get out and vote in the midterms. Like, you have to send a message and get out and vote. If you get out and vote and we vote like to a Democratic majority in Congress, we can impeach Trump. Like, I mean, we can do that. Like, we still have opportunity to fix things, make things right. Like, so that's all I have to say. And
to your point too, don't fall for the bait. With the midterms coming up, a lot of people think that part of this elevated presence and everything is trying to cause distractions, cause friction, and then if there's enough rioting, then Trump can invoke the Insurrection Act. Let's not fall for the bait. If you're going to protest, do it smartly, do it safely, and non-violently. There's always going to be professional agitators in the midst of what's going on, but just go out there and use your voice, not your hands. And I just want to express my thoughts and my prayers for the family of that lady. I forgot her name that was killed.
Renee Good.
Renee Good.
She
She
was
was
37. She was 37 years old.
and she had 3 kids.
I heard
So
I read she had one kid.
okay,
Uh,
she had at least one
she had
kid.
children, at least.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But sincere thoughts and prayers from late entry to that family, to everyone in Minnesota. What's going on right now? Because it is definitely still chaos going over there in the streets of that right now. And
Yeah,
I'm
there's
sure that
like
we'll be talking
thousands
about
of
it again.
people out protesting right now. So
Yep. I'm sure this is not going away, this entire conversation. But we're going to move on.
on
It's
to a
a
lighter
hard.
note,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be a hard segue out of here, but we're gonna go with the rest of the podcast now. You guys are both big college football fans. Kyle, you got anything to say about this weekend or
Yeah,
tomorrow?
just a couple things. First off, I just realized that I never switched my microphone, so I just tried to mute myself to burp, and it totally came through while you were
Yeah,
having a
twice.
heartfelt. Yeah. So I just want to apologize to you, our viewers, and everyone involved with this podcast. That it's set on my freaking camera right now for some god known reason. I have no idea, but so hopefully I sound okay to you guys at home. Yeah, getting to the college football semis. I think Ole Miss has the ultimate chance to have the ultimate fuck you on their former coach Lane Kiffin, and Miami. I think is a tough beat. They're a tough out, but I kind of think that there's some weird like adrenaline or some sort of juju going on behind the scenes that we don't see.
with Ole Miss.
Yeah, with Ole Miss right now, I think that they're kind of a Cinderella team where they could be somebody to worry about. I still don't think that they're going to beat either Indiana or Oregon. I think that whoever wins that game is going to be our national champion. They're both just far too dominant. Oregon's defense has been playing lights out as of late, the last few games they've played. So to me, yeah, it's going to be one of those two. Whoever wins that side of the semis between Indiana and Oregon.
I think there's a lot of great storylines there, and I think this year with the first game with Ole Miss, I think Trinidad Chambliss, I think that guy's had an incredible run this year. Some of those plays he made against Georgia were just epic. The couple of scrambling throws, and then the guy caught it and got smacked, and he didn't go down. He just got that one more yard he needed for that first down. Like, that play was awesome. And then they just keep putting these plays together. Like you said, it would be an ultimate fuck you to Lane Kiffin. But I think Miami at the end of the day has too much on defense. That defensive front with Ruben Bain. I would love to see that guy playing for the Lions next year, but I think he'll probably go too early. The Hurricanes also have another guy I think the Lions should target in Mawalaga, the offensive tackle. That dude is a monster. If he's available mid first round, even if we trade up a few spots, I would love to see us to get him to replace Decker over on the left side opposite Sewell. Then we got two kind of bookends, and obviously we need some help on the inside. But I think we're talking about college football, and I somehow reverted to the Lions.
We always do
Got
that on this
to
podcast.
shout out my
Okay.
boys. We'll be back next year.
Yeah.
But I think the other game has some great storylines too. They already played earlier this season. And I definitely want to give all due respect to my boy Kurt Signetti. I've been really impressed by him. Um, I think he's just got a phenomenal just swagger to him, but also just obviously this kind of calculated, just really smart, coach that you watch his teams play. They don't have dumb false start penalties. They don't make mistakes. Like they're just a well coached football team, front, top to bottom. And you see that every time they play. I've watched a fair amount of their games, and Eli Surratt, That guy is catches everything. He's uncoverable. And then on the other side, you got Oregon, Dante Moore, the guy's from Detroit. So shout out Detroit. We got him out there representing Michigan, even though he's wearing Oregon. He's a solid player as well. So it's obviously like the number one versus number two pick there. They say is whoever wins that game is going to be probably the number one pick. If Mendoza or Moore outduels the other, they're probably going to get the edge going into the draft. And obviously there's combine a lot left to play out, but right now that's what all the powers that be are saying.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool to kind of see that matchup in the semifinals, and then I think it's going to be Miami, Indiana, and I think Indiana is going to win, and I'm going to be happy to see it. They were the worst team in college football 2 years ago, and Kurt Signetti came in there and they told him, you couldn't do it here, you can't win here, you can't do that here, and he said, Google me, yes I can. And I'm just impressed by the guy's swagger, and just came out of nowhere. I mean, what was that, JMU? And then
Yeah.
where else did he coach? It was
He was
Elon
at Alabama
University.
for a little bit as
Yeah,
an
he was a
assistant to
assistant for
Saban.
Saban. Yep. I don't even know where Elon University is. He was 52-9 at James Madison.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He knows how
and
to win. That's another thing he said. I know how to win.
he's 144-37 in his career.
That's really good.
Yeah. 25-2 at Indiana in the last
He's
couple
all
years.
business too, all the time. Like,
yeah.
you saw
And
that
I've
jump
all
that they
the
tried to get him to jump off sides at that one point. I don't know if you saw that
yeah.
clip.
They
And
were like, not
he's
this
just looking
team.
at him like, the hell you think
Yeah.
we're falling for that shit?
I read something about him earlier too. There was a little something I saw that it was like I was a player for Kurt Signetti, and it was just talking about he was a senior player on the JMU team, and he was an older running back, and he'd already had like 1,000-yard season, and he came in, and Kurt Signetti came in and he benched his ass, and he was playing younger players. And he talked about how that just lit a fire under him and really made him realize, look, I just need to prove myself to this guy again. Like, he doesn't care what I did last year. Like, I gotta show him what I can do now. And it wound up, pulling the best out of him. The guy said he, wound up having another 1,000-yard season that year and having one of the best seasons in James Madison history. I can't remember the guy's name that wrote it, but it was a good piece. He said he's coaching college football or coaching high school now. But that's the type of, I love to hear those types of stories.
Absolutely. Do you
But
think
I'm
he'll
excited to
ever
see it.
make the jump to NFL? Or do you think he's going to be a college
That's
coach?
what they're all saying. I don't think he should. I think he'd be crazy to go to the NFL. I think I was listening to Nick Saban earlier. You could control your own destiny in college right now way more than you can in the NFL. There's no salary cap. College football is kind of nuts right now. I don't know if you guys saw that story about Demond Williams, the quarterback at Washington, who like 2 days ago signed a $4+ million contract for 1 year to go play college football. And then 2 days later, he puts on Twitter, I'm going to enter the transfer portal. So now they're trying to take him to court to honor the
Yes,
contract.
I did see this. Yeah.
And they said it's kind of a big story for college football right now because who's holding these kids to these contracts? I mean, and what just like did something just happen for you to just walk away from this $4 million contract? Or you think you're gonna go get five somewhere? What's your fucking angle here, bro? Like, it just seems like a kind of shisty move on his part. Also, like, why would you sign that contract if you were gonna transfer? Like, if that
There,
was your intent, like.
to your point with that too, there was a I can't think of what show it was. I don't know if it was a show or a podcast. I saw a clip the other day on Twitter, and it was basically somebody saying that Dante, what's his last name?
More for Morgan?
Yep. He was saying that his agent needs to reach out to the Raiders and say, "Are you going to take me number one? Because if you're not, we don't want to be a Jet. We will go back to college, make the same amount of money you would as a rookie, and then we'll come out next year and go to any other team but the Jets."
I don't blame him.
That's not a bad move.
So I don't think
Signetti should go. I think teams are going to call him, but I think Signetti's pretty happy where he's at, bro. He's on the verge of winning a fucking national title.
You know what I just found out from that too? Now that NIL is a thing, is like a thing for everyone. You know who one of the biggest donors is over there?
At Indiana?
Mark Cuban.
At
No
IU?
way.
Mark Cuban put big money in over there.
Did he go to school
That's
there?
hilarious.
I think so. I think I read that he was an alum there. I'm not positive of that. I don't put that out as a fact, but I believe that he is an alum from them, and he threw
That's
them some
interesting.
big money. So you used to have the boosters that just donated to the programs and stuff, but now you've got people who've got money to like build an auditorium type money. They're throwing money at NIL.
Yeah.
That's what Portnoy is doing at Michigan. I mean, he was a big part of getting Bryce Underwood from LSU.
Oh yeah, I think he threw.
You know who else
He helped
was
throw in,
Larry
like, half
Larry
that bag.
Ellison from Oracle, the founder of Oracle, was
Really?
also
Oh, yeah.
involved in that. Yeah.
Really?
He's like 70 something years old, I think, and he's apparently got like a 30 something girlfriend that went to Michigan. And yeah, it's a funny ass story, and she's a huge football fan for Michigan, and I guess he's just that fucking rich that he just said, "All right, young wife, I'll make you happy with a few $1,000,000 to pay Bryce Underwood to play for Michigan for this year."
That's like
There
it's like the
there are people
fucking.
in this world with way too much fucking money, boys. I swear.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Give us some of
We're-
that, man. We deserve
Oh,
it.
that's funny.
We're still
Advertise
trying to
with
get
us.
our.
Oracle. Speaking of Oracle, they make great servers. Larry, cut us some checks.
I in real time just watched us lose 2 viewers while we were talking about Michigan.
Yeah, it was probably Sharon Moore and his
Literally,
OnlyFans friend.
I don't want to talk about this right now.
While we've got a break in the action, actually, we're talking about viewers. Thank you to Starly726 for joining us. I'm pretty sure she
Thank
just
you.
subscribed to us. We just hit 100 subscribers, guys.
Starly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think Starly actually has been. I did a little promo at work today and got somebody that I think subbed most recently. But regardless, shout out to Starly for being here in the chat for sure.
I was gonna say, when I checked earlier, we had 99. We've been at 99 for a second, but now we are at 100. So, hey, and we are still we're still 23 days away from the first episode last year. So 100 subscribers, not doing too bad.
Not too bad. Let's try to triple that by next year.
Hey, exponential growth, right?
That's right.
I want to announce too real quick. I was meant to say this at the beginning of the show. Every Wednesday when we do the live shows, we do All Due Disrespect and Questions of the Week. Since we talked about Minnesota at the beginning, we are cutting All Due Disrespect. That was our All Due Disrespect. We are still going to do Questions of the Week to wrap it up, though, when we get to it. Shuba, what's up? I see you in the chat. All right, let's talk about.
So this is like live on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
We're getting some congrats from Starly and Shuba.
Yep. Hey, thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, she says that she has been subscribed. Yeah, so let's move on to what I consider to be a sad topic. Kyle, you and I talked about this on Sunday. We had Steelers versus Ravens, and it seemed like everybody in the world knew going into it, whichever one of these teams loses, their coach is probably going to be gone. Didn't happen on Black Monday, but I think it was Tuesday. I think it was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Came through, and John Harbaugh got the axe. Lot of things swirling around in the rumor mill about, was it him versus Lamar? Was it him not wanting to get rid of his coaches? Lots of rumors that haven't been substantiated yet, so I'm not going to say any of those. But how do you guys feel about well, let me ask you, Matt, first, because Kyle and I have talked about it before. How do you feel about Harbaugh being gone?
I mean, I think it was probably just time, I think, at the end of the day. I think there was clearly some disconnect between he and Lamar this year. There's a rift going on between those two, and I don't know if necessarily Lamar forced him out, but like, I mean, you can't. Anybody that's good at reading people can watch them on TV and see there's something, those two aren't on the same page. Like they were a few years ago, which is odd. I don't know. It's just sometimes time just sours a relationship, and it happens. And but I ultimately think that Harbaugh is one of the best coaches out there in football, and I saw Jim Harbaugh say something funny. He was like, I just hope he doesn't come to the AFC. Like, I think that he's going to find a job next week. I think the Giants is probably a pretty good job for him. I think he could handle the New York media. I think he's pretty savvy and just smart. You know, he's very politically he's very PC. He knows how to handle the media and just handle himself in the boardroom. And I think he's obviously proven he can adapt to different quarterbacks. He won a Super Bowl with Flacco. Then he obviously he won a lot of games with Lamar. They didn't quite make it to the to the promised land, but they got to the AFC Championship game a few years. The guy was very successful as an NFL coach, and whoever gets him next year is going to be lucky. And he's going to be successful again next year wherever he goes. I would bet money on it. Just like Jim turned around the Chargers. Those Harbaugh boys know how to coach football, man. Their dad, Jack Harbaugh, is probably the best coach ever. Just raising those two guys.
Yeah, I agree that he's going to succeed wherever he goes. Whatever he does, he's going to be great at it.
I'd love to see another fucking Harbaugh Bowl. I really would. I thought
Raiders
the first, yeah. Well, that wouldn't be a Harbaugh Bowl. That would be in the same division. Those motherfuckers,
twice a year, the Harbaugh Bowl.
Well, I liked it in the Super Bowl when it was the Niners Ravens. That was a great Super Bowl, man. When the lights went out,
if he goes to the Giants, it could happen.
The Niners made a comeback. That was a good game.
Yeah, that was a fun game.
And Kyle, I think
that
he's the leading candidate for them right now.
For the Giants.
There's a lot of interest.
Yeah, before he was fired, we were talking about Stefanski going there, and I think the Giants are looking for a coach that is established.
Yeah,
like they want.
And I think Jackson Dart looks like an NFL starter. Like I think he's a player.
Exactly.
As long as they can get him to learn how to slide and go out of bounds.
Yeah, he ain't never gonna do that.
But no, I think Harbaugh's been a great coach and for a long time. I think the Baltimore fans have been spoiled, chanting "Fire Harbaugh." I don't think they knew what they had, and I think it's probably going to be another 20 years of them cycling through coaches before they get another good one. Just like it happens, in the NFL like that. Like you move on from a good coach, it happens. And I wouldn't be shocked to see the Steelers move on from Tomlin if they don't win a playoff game, which I don't think they have a very good shot at. Yeah. I think the Jags have a really good shot to just knock Josh Allen out in the first round too.
Hey, don't get ahead of ourselves yet. We got that coming next.
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah,
but no, I'm excited to see what's next for Harbaugh. I thought it was actually really funny. One last note that Schefter said that 7 teams called him like in the first 45 minutes, and there's only 6 openings.
Yep.
So there's one team that hadn't even fired their coach yet. That's like, what do you think? What do you think about Miami, Jim?
Awesome.
You took my finisher right from me. That's what I was gonna end with.
I'm sorry.
The fact that no, that's okay. Just the fact that I was gonna say it seems like maybe it was time, but like you said, the Ravens fans I think are very spoiled. We come from the Lions, where we're just now having some success. For really, like the first time
we got spoiled in 2 years. We had 2 good years. We got fucking spoiled.
From really like the first time of my lifetime that they've been good, like actually thinking that we're going to make some runs year after year, expecting to go far. A lot of these teams don't know what that's like to just not be competing every single year. And so, you're getting, and I'm seeing this happen with Matt LaFleur too, with the Packers. It's like some of the fans are starting to get unhappy, and it's like, do you understand how hard it is to make the playoffs every year and maybe win a playoff game, let alone go to a conference championship?
No, I don't think they do.
No, they don't, because they've had all that success because Harbaugh's been there for 18 years. You went from Joe Flacco, won a ring, and they got Lamar. And the fans, I will say this. We talked about this way earlier in the season. We posted it on TikTok because Toph brought it up, and he was way ahead of the ball on this one. The fans, the comments, bro, they want that motherfucker gone.
Yeah.
So now you got your wish, and I think that you're going to see it. But that was what I was going to end with was, how you know that maybe you made a bad decision? When the motherfucker hasn't been fired for an hour and everyone fucking wants him.
Yeah.
Everyone wants him. It's like, maybe that wasn't good.
the Baltimore fans also sending death threats to the kicker, Tyler Loop. Give the guy a fucking break, people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, chill the fuck out, Baltimore fans. Like,
Uh,
I saw some clips of them fucking fighting the Steelers fans and shit too. Like, I don't know what was going on with that,
But I saw too that like almost all the front runners to replace him are guys that either came from like his tree
of his coaching
or
tree.
trees that are related to his tree, people that he's worked
Well,
with.
Mike
that,
McDonald came from, guys got the
came
number
from the
one seed
Harbaugh
right
tree.
now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like there's so like that's just such a weird move. I mean, I get it when, like you said, you've been together this long, like eventually it's time to go and like start fresh, right? Like they need a new coach to coach that quarterback. He needs to coach a different quarterback. Clearly, it's clearly where we're at. Like nothing with Lamar has gotten better over the last 2 seasons being coached by John Harbaugh. Like he's been good, but it's not due to like coaching improving him. That peaked a couple of years ago in some of his MVP seasons. I feel like
Lamar was just hurt all year this year. Like
he was hurt
just
for a lot
he
of
was nicked up
but
all
every
year.
time he's hurt, they can't win. Like up until this year, they got maybe a couple without him with Snoop, but like that was something we talked about on the last episode too. Was like he could not win without Lamar. Like for the last 5 years,
most coaches can't.
But it's hard to win with your backup QB.
I agree, but really good coaches do it.
I can think of what.
I've seen Kyle Shanahan done it a couple times.
Shanahan, Kevin O'Connell, and Matt LaFleur.
Sean Payton, he did it with Teddy Bridgewater.
Malik Willis was balling out a few weeks ago.
It happens all the time with really greats, and John Harbaugh should be considered as one of the really greats. So you should expect that from him. If you're not getting it, I agree. Like if he was in Detroit, he wouldn't be going nowhere. But like Baltimore is a different environment. They got different expectations. Their heartbreak has been a lot less severe than ours over the last 30 years. So they're going to try to go and see what else they can get. I understand it. Look at the Patriots too, who just did that with their longstanding coach. And 2 years later, they're back on top. So if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm like, let's do that,
But they had to go get Vrabel to get back on top. Old Patriot.
Right. They had to get somebody from the Belichick tree, which they'll probably go and do. Maybe the younger face will be good. Who knows?
2 things with that, though. I think that one of the most damning things that happened for Harbaugh was, speaking of the Patriots, that Patriots game where they did not run the ball in the fourth quarter with Derrick Henry. And then they turned around and destroyed the Packers with him the next week. Even though it was like, okay, here, we're going to use Derrick Henry, and it worked, it made that Patriots game look a lot worse. Right. And so I think that was a big indictment for him. Shit, I lost my train of thought. Real quick, I'm gonna hit the chat though. Shuba said Michigan sports are in their era for sure. Hopefully the Lions get together next year. Starley said that's why I don't say to fire Tomlin. I may not be happy, but he's a good man. Are you a Steelers fan?
Yeah,
let us know. Yeah.
Okay. Pittsburgh's very proud franchise
lifetime Steelers fan.
And I don't think they're gonna fire Tomlin. I think the Rooney family's too classy. They're not gonna just fire him. They're gonna let Tomlin say, "Hey, do you want to be here?" That's probably the conversation this week.
Well, the Ravens, John Harbaugh's agent only would accept it if it said that he was either fired or terminated, so that way it could protect his contract to still get paid out. They wouldn't take like a mutual parting. But the Ravens, I think I read that they've only ever had 3 coaches in their whole history.
Brian Billick, John Harbaugh. Who else was there in between?
John Harbaugh was the coach for 18 years, dog. I'm 28.
Brian Billick was a good coach back in there too.
I have no idea.
That's wild. They've had 3 coaches. I mean, they aren't that old of a franchise, but still,
no, they're not at all.
But still, to only have 3 coaches in as long as they've been around is freaking nuts.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I think
also,
that. Go ahead.
Ted Marchibroda. Ted Marchibroda was the other one. If anybody's interested, just for the random trivia people out there.
Random trivia night at Applebee's, if you need to know. I just don't want to. I don't want us to move past Shuba's comment about Michigan sports being in their era right now.
Fuck yeah,
I
they are.
agree. From
Let's go
college to
blue.
pros, like we are on the up and up all the way
Michigan
around.
basketball.
College. Oh yeah, basketball. Yeah.
Michigan basketball survived a tough one at Penn State. Michigan football's got Bryce coming back. We got a new fucking coach.
Yep, we're getting away from all that negative narrative of the.
Well, we clearly had a immature, person leading the team the last couple of years. I mean, that's putting it nicely, I think.
So yeah, it's a good time to be a fan of Michigan sports. I think.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have an adult in the room. Fucking Whittingham's like that dude's fucking pure football. I fucking like that guy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's gonna come in here and he turned Utah into a fucking player. Like they were fucking nothing before he got there. And just like we've been talking about, Harbaugh being in Baltimore 18 years, that guy being in Utah 21 years, for you to exist in one college for 21 years is really hard. And for the fan base not to come clamoring for you or to get involved in a scandal with your co-eds, students, or what I mean.
Every comment I've seen from on YouTube from all Utah fans have been telling us how we're getting like just a good dude at head coach.
You could just tell, man. The guy seems legit. He seems genuine. So I'm excited about the hire. I think he's better than Kalen DeBoer. I think anybody outside of like Kurt Signetti would. I can't think of anybody else coaching right now.
Maybe Dan Lanning would be another one for me.
Dabo Swinney, maybe. You know what I mean? I think he's kind of gotten sour down in Clemson. Maybe we could have stolen him. But
hey, man, fuck Dan Lanning. I don't want that loser anywhere near Michigan fucking sports.
Why
you don't
not?
like Dan Lanning?
Nah, he was on some corn on the cob bullshit with fucking Dion 2 years ago.
Oh, stop it. They were talking way too much shit before that game. That Colorado team was talking so much shit, bro.
Bro, that shit was so corny. That shit was so corny.
He came out there and he executed his plan, though, didn't he? It ain't corny when he went out and did that.
I'll have to see what you're talking about.
You can win it.
They were up by like 5 touchdowns at halftime.
Hey, you can win and still be a fucking cornball.
All right.
Like, hey, you don't think so?
I mean, no, I agree with you.
Look at fucking Elon Musk, one of the richest men of all fucking time. Absolute fucking cornball.
I would 100% take. I would take Whittingham over Lanning too, though, for sure.
Yeah, I might too. I don't know. I don't know.
I just don't want a cornball. I just don't want a cornball ass nigga as our coach, bro. Like, I want to fucking, you know what I mean? I don't want to fucking sit here and just. Oh my god, here comes this motherfucker.
No cornballs allowed.
I think he's a great coach, and Oregon's lucky to have him.
Let's get into these playoff predictions real fast. Starley, let us know. Do you think that the Steelers can get the Texans this week? Shuba, anyone else in the chat? Feel free to chime in with you guys' predictions.
True.
But yeah, let's pop into these. So, Matt, you said that you do not think that the Steelers have a shot?
No, I don't think so. I think the Texans' defense is too dominant. We've watched them just shut people down the last few weeks of the year, and I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to be drinking ayahuasca next week. And then I think Josh Allen might be with him too. They might be on a fucking retreat together. I think Josh Allen might be getting sent home this weekend, boys. I really do.
That would be the least surprising thing to me.
Yeah. I mean, they've just been so wishy-washy all season, and the Jags have won 8 in a fucking row. I've just been kind of catching up on that. Like, the Jags have been one of the most dominant teams in the NFL in the second half of the year. And they just beat the Broncos. They're beating teams handily. And I'm excited to see that game, actually. It's probably the game I'm most looking forward to watching.
Upset alert for me is going to be, I guess it's not considered an upset because of the number 3 seed. But yeah, Jacksonville beating Buffalo wouldn't surprise me. Also, I wouldn't put my money on it, but it wouldn't surprise me as well. Even though the seeding isn't there, it's 4 and 5. If Carolina somehow beats the Rams a second time, wouldn't be the most surprising thing.
Upset of the week for me is San Francisco over the Eagles. I think that the Eagles have another early exit this year, have to go back to the drawing board and figure some shit out. Give me San Fran, round 1.
Damn.
6 seed over the 3.
On the road in Philly, huh?
Yep, in Philly.
Okay. I think Carolina beating the Rams will be a major monumental upset, like you said.
Well,
Um,
I've been saying for basically like the second half of the season, as it looked like they may win the division, that I would never put my money on them to win, but they definitely, if they get in, could ruin one team's day.
mhm.
It's
You wouldn't
not.
even put $5 on it?
No, I mean, shit. I don't know. It's not. It's not that I think. It's not that I think that they could win the Super Bowl or go to the NFC Championship or anything. But for them to get in there and just ruin one team's day, I think it's absolutely in the realm of possibilities. Not necessarily that I think it's going to happen, but if it happens, I'm not going to be like, "Oh, we never saw this coming." Like, it's possible, but it would be crazy. I mean, it'd be absolutely insane for Matt Stafford. They're supposed to get Devontae back. That'd be nuts. Shuba, when
Yeah.
you say you're with Texans for the playoffs, are you meaning that you think that they're going to go to the Super Bowl? Starley said no. He does not think that
He's
that they're
smiling
winning. I've said before. I said this on Sunday. I've said this being previously. Like, Aaron Rodgers making one more run is basically where my heart is the most in these playoffs. They've got a hell of a matchup against the Texans defense, but they both kind of play the same way, and they both have really good defenses. Texans, I think, are better, but I think that Aaron Rodgers is better than CJ Stroud, and they're going to get DK Metcalf back. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm just hoping it can happen. Oh, my God, I just remembered. I was thinking of low-scoring games. The one thing I wanted to say about Harbaugh before I forget again, not to backtrack us all the way back, but we were just talking about, Kyle, you were talking about how his it didn't seem like it was progressing. It's just unfortunate that his losses have not really been things that he could control. His last few eliminations from the playoffs have been a Zay Flowers fumble, Mark Andrews not catching the ball, and then a missed kick when they had the game all but one. That's a brutal stretch.
Hey,
That
like
hurts.
Mike Tomlin says, it's a fine line between squishing grapes and drinking wine.
Absolutely. Hey, that man said they asked him about the missed kick on what would have happened if it happened. He said if
I
my
saw
aunt
that.
had different parts, she'd be
Yeah,
my uncle.
Should be my
yeah.
uncle.
I love Tomlin. That dude's a classic. The other part of it too is both those guys could probably just they're both old enough. Go to the TV bench, bro. They're gonna pay you a few $1,000,000 a year to go be on fucking Sunday Night Countdown or whatever show you want to do. You know what I mean?
That's the
Yeah.
big theory for Tomlin is that he's gonna wind up there.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, on Shuba, Drake May is hot.
Oh yeah,
Tell us how,
Patriots. I
tell
think
us how you really feel.
I'd say Patriots got the shot over the Chargers. I think they probably got the edge. And then what's the other one? Packers Bears. I think that's going to be a good game again. Both the two
The
games that those two teams had were both really good games. Both really well played. Like both offenses are both good play callers. Um, I think that's going to be a fun one to watch Saturday night. I think the Bears are probably going to come out on top at home. It just seemed like the Packers had just the air deflated out of their season when Parsons went down.
It's not
It
just
was,
him. They're missing
yeah, I know they've
linemen. They're
got
missing corners,
defensive backs
linebackers.
down.
Everybody's hurt.
Yeah, they got bit by the injury bug too this year.
They're super beat up.
And I think the Bears have the edge just kind of based on health and availability of their roster and where they're at, just in their season. They're playing
Um,
well. Obviously they're coming off a loss to us, which was great to fucking beat them at the end of the year and just make sure that Dan establishes and remains dominant over Ben Johnson.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought I
Starley
was gonna
said
be mad at that. I still was a little bit, but there was still a tinge of like I kind of gave a little smirk to the TV as we clocked that last
Even
week.
though we almost gave the game away, I felt I'm happy they pulled it out in the end. Old
Hey,
Jake Bates.
you know what was crazy? Watching this motherfucker decide to finally kick the fucking ball
Yeah,
in week 18.
kicking field goals. Yeah, he's
I
learning,
guess
Spencer.
better late than fucking never. I
He
guess.
must he must be
I
watching. He
guess.
must be watching late entry, bro. He must be listening to you.
Shit. I'm
Dan,
like,
take double doses advice.
hey,
So
Kyle
definitely
sent
changing
me.
the topic here. What's up?
I was just gonna say, Kyle sent me these fucking TikToks of this guy named
Oh,
Scott
God.
Constable on
I
TikTok,
love this.
and
guy.
all he's talking about how he needs his 5 minutes with Dan Campbell. I need my fucking 5 minutes to tell
He's
you how
like,
to
I'll
kick the
turn your
fucking
franchise
field goal.
around.
Just do his 5 minutes. hold on what you're going to say for 1 sec, Kyle. I just want to hit the chat real fast. Starley said Stafford is having an MVP season. If they can get their shit together, Rams all the way to the Super Bowl. I think that's very possible. Other than the Seahawks are the other big one, and they got to play each other before the NFC Championship.
So what? Yeah, that was actually gonna be my point. Was if they beat the Seahawks, they win it. I think if they get through that, they win it all.
The game's in Carolina this weekend too. I mean, it's not going to be a cakewalk for them to go down to Carolina, especially if it's like raining.
So tested through those first 2 games that anything that comes after that, I think they're going to be ready for, and they're going to.
And when Stafford had a game like that, that was his worst game of the year. And you know what it is? It's their defensive scheme. Like they match up well against the Rams. Like it's going to be a tough game for them. And the Panthers obviously have the belief and know they can beat them. Like, so that's a dangerous matchup.
Oh yeah.
Right after the Rams won their first Super Bowl with Stafford, there was the local Detroit radio was talking about like, even though Stafford won this Super Bowl, who do you think will win more Super Bowls throughout their career, Matthew Stafford or Joe Burrow? And almost everybody was saying Joe Burrow. And on that call, bro, like I wanna go and dox these motherfuckers right now and find out. Like, hey, remember when you said this on 97 won the ticket? Look how it looks now. Joe Burrow hasn't even been back to a Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford has been to the playoffs basically every year since, other than one, and has been one of the favorites. And now, yeah, he hasn't been back, but I
saw a funny ass post about Burrow. It was like a picture of him and T. Higgins and Chase, and it was like 160 million in front of Burrow, 150 million in front of Chase, and 120 million in front of Higgins. And it was like, this is literally how a 6-year-old builds their team in Madden. Like the Bengals are definitely not getting back anywhere with Burrow.
It's like my Madden 07 franchise.
That's right, bro.
Yeah, when salary cap was off.
Like, I don't think Burrow's getting back anywhere either. I think Stafford's got a shot, but
Starley is savage. How you gonna say that Tomlin's a good man? You don't want him gone, and then you turn around and say "fuck Tomlin" and his weird ass quips. That man is a treasure. His quips
Nobody
are
said
hilarious.
"fuck Tomlin." Who said
no, Starley did. Starley did.
I would say I loved it. I loved it.
Yep. That's funny. He also said Sam Darnold can't win a playoff game to save his freaking life right now. We don't know that yet.
He lost one last
year.
He
lost last year.
Yeah. Okay. He lost with to
the Rams.
Hold on a second.
To the Rams.
Hold on a second. Vikings offensive line was ass. And they played against the Rams.
They were mid.
Yeah. Okay. The Seahawks offensive line is good. I'm just saying they beat them already this season. That was like the demon, like the monkey they had to get off their back is, can we beat them? And they walked them down, and he clutched up to win the game. We don't know that yet. I really want the Rams to beat the Panthers just so we can see that. That game could wind up being as exciting as the Super Bowl.
I agree.
The last one was
Seahawks Part 3.
And the winner of that is very clearly, Kyle, to your point, going to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And the other thing, real quick, Kyle and I were kind of talking about this on Sunday. Matt, curious your thoughts on this. I'm assuming, even as a Packers fan, with how beat up the Packers are, the Bears are going to win that game. Then their next game is going to be either the Eagles that they beat or the Niners that they were one play away from beating.
Yeah,
I think that
was a great game too. That Niners Bears game on Sunday night a few weeks ago was one of the best football games I've seen all year for sure. I mean, that was Kyle Shanahan versus Ben Johnson. They were two just masterful play callers going back and forth.
But can you not see the Bears sneaking their way on in to the NFC Championship?
Yeah, definitely. I could see that happening. San Francisco doesn't look dominant, and I heard they're like their middle linebackers down again. Like they're going to be signing somebody off the practice squad to come play linebacker for them. So they're going to be, in a lot of trouble from an injury perspective as well. I do see the opportunity for the Bears is right there, which I would hate to see it. It would just make me sick to watch our division rival go be where we should be
with our coach,
right? With our offensive coordinator.
Yep.
But at the same time, bro, I'm happy for Ben Johnson. Honestly, like I'm happy to see him have success. I think he was a big part of our success clearly for a while there, and that's okay to acknowledge that, and to allow him to have his growth, and now we're having some growing pains without him, and we'll get through it. That's life.
That's true. Hey, my apologies, Starly. He said not fuck Tomlin, fucking Tomlin. I can't read apparently.
He does have some funny ass sayings, though. I swear.
It's funny as hell. I like him. I like someone with some funny sayings, like a Kendrick Perkins or Shannon Sharp. I like shit like that.
Kendrick Perkins does have some funny ones too.
He does.
His old Southern ass. He's Texas.
All right. Let's jump onto this next one. Pause. And make this kind of quick so that we save some time for Kyle's questions. Yesterday came out, and I saw an alert that said something that I thought I would never see anyone ever say in my entire life, and that was Trae Young wants to be a Washington Wizard. Well, today, right before this podcast started, he got his wish. CJ McCollum is free from the unction. He is leaving the Wizards and going to the Hawks, and Trae Young is going to the Wizards. You guys' quick takes on this.
What was the appeal of going to the Wizards? I mean,
I'd love to know that. I'd love to know that.
Do they have a good roster? Like, I don't think so,
Yeah, and the Wizards are not a contender. So this was a weird.
No. Is he from like DC? Like, I have
no idea. Kyle and I were talking on Sunday about like, the Clippers, or fantasizing about maybe the Lakers or the Pacers or some shit like that, and then the Wizards. So goodbye to all relevance for him.
At least it's not the Jazz, I guess.
You think so?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't been watching them this year, but just based on what their record was last year, I suppose.
Yeah, both teams are ass.
Yeah.
It reminds me of I think it was D'Angelo Russell was talking about how he had a hard time fitting into like the Lakers like whole flow, and really just wanted to be able to play and be free and shit like that. And so, motherfucker just happy as hell on an ass team because he can go and just play however the fuck he wants. Like, does Trae Young just not give a fuck about trying to win and just wants to hoop?
Okay,
he's been a flop for like his entire career. So no, clearly not.
The Wizards, Travis Schlenk, who originally drafted Young in 2018, is now in a personnel role with the Wizards. So Washington has significant cap space and could be a place where Young feels he can earn a new contract extension on his terms. Also, obviously they lack a clear star. I don't even know who any of these fucking people are in their roster.
That's what I'm saying.
They have a guy named Bub Carrington. No offense, Bub, but you got a funny name. Marvin Bagley, I take that back. I know who he is, but that's it.
Hey, you know what I just thought about?
No offense to any of those guys. They're all NBA players. Much, all due respect, but
you know what I just thought about?
I have no idea who you are.
If he does just want to go fucking hoop, and he's like, hey, you know what? I don't care about trying to win. I just want to go hoop. You know who that reminds me of? Kevin Durant. What's up with niggas with fucked up hair not giving a fuck?
Trae Young does have the funniest ass hairline.
Hey, you're looking at LeBron James' head. You're looking at LeBron James' head.
Bro, when he was playing in New York, the fucking fans in New York were roasting him so bad they were chanting when he was on the free throw lines. They were like, Trae is balding.
I remember somebody had paused. I remember sometime someone had paused a picture of Kevin Durant on the screen and got a brush out, was trying to brush his hair on the TV.
Bob, looks like we'll see Trae Young jacking up 33s a night the rest of the fucking season in Washington.
Hey, fuck it.
Sounds great.
The 3-point contest by February.
I really haven't been giving a shit about the NBA. I think they had I've been enjoying the Pistons. Like, I've watched a couple games of theirs, but I really haven't watched much NBA beyond that.
Hey, they just got their get back on the Knicks.
Yeah, they did.
They blew them
out. They beat them
out
by 30. Yeah. But the Pistons are within a couple games of OKC for the best record in the league. I think they're like 29 and 7.
We're playing them in like a month too. I'm trying to get tickets to that one. They're gonna be
Raw, go.
expensive. But
Let's do it.
yeah, it's gonna be a big game.
I'm going to Lakers versus Bulls on the 26th.
That's
I'm
awesome,
excited.
bro.
I'm hoping that
Oh,
it's not
nice.
the same as it was last year. Matt, last year I was at the fucking game where Josh Giddey hit that fucking half-court shot buzzer beater.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And everyone around me is celebrating. I'm just sitting there sad.
You're just mad in your LeBron
You got to get a
jersey.
clip out of it though. You got to get video.
Yes, I did.
LeBron said today that in a presser he was like, every game every back-to-back, the second game for the rest of the year, y'all, I'm TBD.
Oh my God.
He was like, I got the most minutes
terrible.
in league history. I'm 42 years old. Like, I'm
He's just
not
trying to
playing
make it to the
back-to-backs this
playoffs.
year. I ain't even
That's
mad at
kinda-
him, bro.
Hey, you know what scares me about him saying that though is he always says that as long as he doesn't cheat the game, he'll keep playing. That sounds like cheating the game. That sounds like the end is very near.
Yeah,
He didn't say he wasn't playing either. He just said he was. He basically said if I feel good enough, I'll play.
That's fair.
It's crazy. He's had an incredible career though. I mean, that's 40. The guy's 42 years old. He's the same age as me. Like,
yeah, get your ass out there. He needs help,
bro. I'm struggling to do 30 minutes on the Stairmaster every day. Shit, I can't go out there and hoop no more.
All right. Before we get too late, Kyle, it's time for your questions, big dog.
Let's do it. All right. Everybody in the chat, feel free to answer along. First question. Would you rather be locked in a football stadium with one lion that knows you're there? All doors are locked inside and out, and no one will come and save you. You have to escape on your own. Or you get dropped in the forest with 3 wolves that are hunting you, but there's an exfil helicopter that can pick you up 3 miles away, southwest. All you have is a compass. So
what was
middle of the forest with 3 miles to travel, or maneuver your way out of a football stadium around a lion.
I think the football stadium for me sounds way better option.
You're not fucking surviving those fucking wolves. They're tearing your ass up half a mile in.
Plus, I feel like you could kill the lion. You could fucking throw something at it. You know what I mean? You can find some object to kill it with. I bet.
I think your best luck is smashing a window with a lion. Like, you're not fighting
exactly. Yeah, exactly. You can find a way.
If you can isolate the wolves, you can fight a wolf better than you can fight a lion. If you can get them,
but there's 3 wolves.
Wolves are packed. They are going to attack you as a pack.
Yeah, they're going to hunt you as a group. You're going to be toast.
You guys never been in a solo squad in Fortnite and won?
Yeah, I have, with a fucking gun. With a gun. Hey, Shuba said lions. I can't outrun a wolf for 3 miles.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Tony's in this bitch. I'll take the wolves with the wild. Ain't no fucking way, Tony. It's been nice knowing you. Also, run me my fucking $15, little nigga.
True. I gotta say.
Oh, hey, you too, Kyle. Now that I'm fucking thinking about it.
Hey, you know where to find me, bro.
Pay me my cheese cheddar.
You know you'll get it.
Starley said football stadium. I don't know. I can climb a tree on adrenaline, but if you wait long enough in the stadium, it might get bored. I don't know.
A hungry lion.
I think that the lion. I think that you just could try to outmaneuver it. Although that motherfucker can probably jump and clear a lot of the. You're probably fucked either way. At least the lion will kill me faster. The lion will kill me fucking faster. Just let me die.
Let me go. All right, next question.
Wait. Did you answer?
Yes. Yeah, he said same.
Lion.
And I agree with you guys. It's hard to come up with an equal fight. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to like wolves aren't as tough as lions, so I went with more numbers. I probably should have just gone with one wolf chase, that knows and is chasing you. That might have made it a little easier to. But
well, if
it's a work in progress with these.
I'd rather fight one wolf than one lion easily.
That's what I'm. So like one wolf hunting you versus one lion hunting you, it might have made it a little closer of a battle, even though you're in totally, unrecognized territory.
What's the next one?
Next one. what is the number one thing you're convinced you can do drunk, but you can absolutely not do sober?
Bowling.
Outrun the
great.
cops
I
in
like
my
that
car.
What's that?
I just realized that was in poor taste. My bad.
Too soon.
Oh.
Look, I swear, I did not think
No,
that
I
through
know.
before I said
Yeah,
that.
you good. You
It's
good.
fine, bro.
Damn.
What about you, Kyle?
Win at putt-putt. I suck at
Putt-putt?
like I'm really good at putting, but when I'm drunk, I can play putt-putt like it's nobody's business. Or challenge a stewardess on a plane, probably. I think I could do that. I would never do it sober, but if I was hammered, I think I could do it.
Challenge.
I'll get arrested. But
I would never challenge a stewardess on a. You get put on a no-fly list for that shit, bro.
that's what I'm saying. Like, get me
How's
drunk
that on
enough and
airplanes,
challenge me not
airports?
to, and I might do it.
Damn. Something I don't know. I feel like I don't get that like level of like courage to everybody. I don't know.
Talk to girls for the first time ever.
Hey, Lexi, come here. I've almost finished my drink. Hey, I think Starly just threw us. Oh, that's a good one. Dance. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'd much rather dance when I've had a few drinks.
Yeah, that too.
Starly hit us with a little question. Let's hit this one real quick. Fight a shark in open water with one harpoon, or fight a bear with one round in a double barrel shotgun. Why is it a double barrel? Wait, is it one round? Is that two shots?
I would try to get the bear point blank. I would feel more comfortable with that than shooting a fucking harpoon in the water at a shark. I'll wait till that bear runs. Let that bear run right up on me. Just be like,
I never shot a harpoon. And like I went to Mexico once, and like I'd paid for the ride a dolphin thing, and like they send that dolphin underwater, and you don't see it again until the instructor tells you to look back. Like you think like, oh, I'm gonna follow this thing, and it's gone. Like that thing swims so fast, and sharks are just as fast, or almost as fast. So to me, yeah, I think just it goes back to all of these debates. Being on land beats being in the water. Like being out of your elements and having to tread and try to fire something at a beast trying to kill you, I feel like is harder. While I do feel like a shark inherently, like if you punch the right spot, it might be harder to fight off, or it's easier to give up. It'll give up easier than a bear. I still like Matt kind of said, like I'd take my chances lining up a close shotgun shot right to the neck or something.
I need to know, Starly, please hit me back real quick. When you say one round in a double barrel shotgun, is that two shots or one shot?
One shot,
two, right?
One round. No, one round is one shot.
Right, but then why is it a double barrel shotgun? Why does it fucking matter?
Because you only got one shot. If you got two barrels, you got two shots. You got better chances.
He said double barrel. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, it could be a single barrel shotgun. You got one shot. I think that's kind of a moot point. You're just kind of like splitting hairs.
Or you have two rounds in a double barrel.
If you have just one shot, I'm taking the shark. I am fucking that nigga up. Like you said, Kyle, you can bop that mother. You could fight a shark with no weapons and potentially win.
True.
Give me the harpoon. I'm not shooting the harpoon. I'm just stabbing the fuck out that nigga.
Honestly, we're just lucky that sharks are dumber than dolphins. Like if a shark was as smart as a dolphin, you'd be fucked every time. Yeah.
Sharks close their eyes when they open their mouths, stab the gills, or hit the nose. Hey, that's what I'm saying. You just punch that butch in the nose a few times. You have a better shot.
Yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah. I just the discomfort of being in the water. Are you reading this motherfucker? Like we got a fucking show to do. All right, Starling.
There's a delay from when you send it versus when I see it.
good. All right, let me hit you guys with one more. What's the one opinion you might only admit after midnight because people will judge you for it during daylight hours? I got two of them if you want me to go first. So
that's funny one, Spence.
What did you say? I missed it.
Sorry, what were you gonna say, Kyle?
No, I want to hear yours. I missed it. Because
you're talking about like something like that you'd only can admit like after midnight, not during the day. I was just joking. That's not how horny I am.
Oh. Well, that's you're probably not joking that much. If it came to you that quickly.
Oh my God.
Number one for me, the hardest thing to admit during the day that I can admit after midnight is Double Dose is a cool guy.
This nigga glazing.
It's hard to admit during the day, but once we get on this podcast, I'm like, oh yeah, I do love him. And then the other one is we should be at a Denny's right now. I will never admit that during the day, but after midnight, I will always shout that out.
That is fucking fire.
Or a Steak and Shake. That would be a good one too.
Oh yeah.
Great. Go do a dine and dash and a Steak and Shake in the middle of the night.
I watched a motherfucker get arrested dine and dashing at a Steak and Shake. I was like 10 years old. I watched him get caught.
We used to do that shit all the time back in high school.
Oh, I bet. It's like $3 for the meal. The bartender or the server was just basically
whatever.
Like, fuck yeah.
Fuck them.
I would say as I've gotten older and I've gotten more responsibilities and fucking not in college anymore, and I've stopped smoking as much, I would say as it gets nighttime, we should all be high right now. Not during the daytime. Not during the daytime. Not when I got shit to do.
Bro, I feel like the world would be a better place if everybody was high all the time.
Not everybody.
All the time, bro.
Yeah, fucking surgeons just operating on you, just cook.
Bro, I feel like I could do surgery high. I could smoke a joint and go fucking do some surgery.
You can't do surgery sober and you want to do it high?
That's what he thinks he can do drunk.
Yeah, there you go. There's his
blunt while I'm high. I could do surgery on a blunt.
I had a feeling you were going to flip that. When I asked that question, I thought you were going to be like, I don't know about drunk, but when I'm stoned.
Oh, my God. Shuba said it's hard for me to admit that I'm always on YouTube streams. Hey, thank you for rocking with late entry.
True.
What up, dog?
Starly said, drunk memories at Denny's. Hey, Denny's when it's late. Yes, absolutely. That is a sensational.
I think it's owned by like a hedge fund now, so it's. I'm sure it's going downhill.
Oh God.
Hey, no one gives a fuck about. Actually, wait a second. I got Denny's for breakfast like a month back at work. We all ordered some. That shit was fire.
Okay.
That shit was absolutely fire. I started to say no one gives a fuck how good the food is when it's that late. Like, you're probably not going there sober. It's all going to be just as good. But it was good as fuck in the morning, too.
Nice.
All right. You got lucky, I think.
Shout out to Denny's. Give us some advertising dollars.
Hey,
that's right.
Run me my cheddar.
Cut us a check. How about the Grand Slam breakfasts, y'all?
Yo, let's clip this shit up, send it to the official Denny's Instagram, and see if they sponsor us.
Send us a Grand Slam or something, if anything.
We just got to cut out Matt saying that it's fucking Denny's. Terrible now.
The late night snack of America, baby.
That's Taco Bell.
Yeah, shut up. We're trying to get a sponsorship, Spencer.
Yeah. Are they even open late anymore though? Taco Bell used to be 24 hours. They're like closed now, bro.
Yeah, they do.
Hey,
they do close now.
The originators of Fourth Meal. I'm not even a big Taco Bell fan.
They gave up on that. That was just a marketing slogan, Spence. It cost too much.
No, you just live in a fucking town. You just live in a town where everything closes at 9 p.m. Come to a real place like Chicago.
Yeah, right. Like you Illinois people.
You said you Illinois people? What do you mean by that?
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
You Illini.
Starly obviously is the opposite I think I can do anything when I'm high. Stoner courage, because whatever, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm scared of everything when
That's
I'm
my
high. When I'm
people.
drunk, I'm a little bit more. Shuba said some people get stressed as fuck on weed. Natural crackheads. Hey, leave me out of this.
You just got to
Yeah,
smoke
yeah. I feel
indicas,
personally
not
attacked by that,
sativas.
Shuba.
If you're getting stressed, you're smoking the wrong shit.
Hey, tell him, Matt. You know
Or
what
you
it
got some shit
is.
to
There's a
work out in your
difference.
personal life.
Yes, you need to smoke some good Wookie Girl or something. Calm your ass down.
We are uh we're under an hour and a half right now, which is something that does not typically happen when the three of us are together.
That's true.
So I want
That's
to
probably
extend
good.
this out. I want to extend this out by asking two things. First of all, second of all, I'm gonna say what second is first. I found some bullshit on Twitter I want to get you guys' opinions about. But before I do that, I want to follow up on something that you brought up a few months ago, Matt. How has the wholesale tax affected you so far?
Well, it's been a bitch, bro. Like it's been really fucked up. Like they didn't release any information on like what the average wholesale price of stuff is. Like, so what that means is the state has now just taken, a bunch of their data and said like the average wholesale cost of a pound is $650. The average wholesale cost of a pound of vape carts is $2,000. Like, so they've kind of outlined what these costs are, but they didn't do it until December 30th. And the tax is supposed to take effect January 1st. So they basically left a billion, multi-billion dollar industry to try to fight their way out of a wet paper bag and figure out how this tax is applied. They've released very little guidelines. There's literally like FAQs on the state's website. I was literally just reading it up, reading it earlier today, and it really doesn't outline very much of anything. And the cannabis industry is so broad and nuanced right now that there are so many different product categories and things that you can't just summarize with, okay, this is that, this is this. And is it, indoor flower or is it outdoor flower? It's just flower is like this average wholesale price. But the price of outdoor flower can be $100 to $200 a pound versus the price of indoor flower could be 800 to 1,000. And that's a huge, huge range. And if you're buying flower at $100 a pound that's outdoor, you're going to have to pay 24% of 656, which is the average wholesale price. So you're paying an absolutely inflated tax. You're paying six times, the actual value of what you paid in the taxable value. So it's
Mhm.
it's completely just disjointed and just thrown together by the Michigan lawmakers and the Michigan Treasury is definitely kind of left us to figure it all out. And I do think we're going to be okay, though. I do want to just kind of add that just to end on optimism that, I think times are good. People want to get high. Times are bad. People want to get high. I think people are still going to smoke weed and consume plenty of cannabis in 2026 and beyond. And Michigan's still the best market in the nation, and keep coming to Michigan to buy your weed. We're still going to be cheaper than Illinois and Ohio, and then if you're in Indiana, you can't buy it anyway. If you live in Michigan, you might be paying 20% more for your weed, but I mean, shit. Hopefully, they fix some of these fucking potholes. I mean, it's if they don't fix the roads and I still pay more for my weed, I'm going to be pissed. But I just I'm pissed anyway because I just think they fleeced us all with this tax, and I hope that they repeal it in a couple of years because it is going to cause the closure of some businesses. A lot of places, the place I used to work for, high profile C3, shut down their vertical integration. That means they just closed their grow
Mm.
because they didn't want to pay the tax, even if they own both companies. So they own the grow, they own the retailer. They still have to pay the 24% tax.
Mm.
You're taxing your own company. So like, what's the point of having vertical integration if you're still having to pay the tax? You might as well just let the wholesalers do the work for you, take all the liability and the risk of growing the stuff and investment of growing the stuff, and then just buy it from them at a set market price and sell it. Like it's cleaner to do it that way, and it's going to cause a lot of like smaller places, smaller stores, and that are owned by, families that invested a lot of money to own the shop and buy that shop. It's going to squeeze the shit out of them. The giant operators that own 30 stores and operate in multiple states are going to be just fine. And that's the fucked up thing about it, is it's going to hurt the smallest operators that need the help from the state, and
100%.
those are the ones that it's going to hurt the most. So,
Yep, and
but no, I
all these
appreciate you
big guys
asking
are
about it.
gonna.
It's good to continue the dialogue and keep people aware of what's happening. And cannabis is medicine, and I don't think people realize that it's not just so people can get fucking high. There's a lot of people that take it to sleep. There's a lot of people there are a lot of people that do just like to fucking smoke and go to a concert, go to a
Oh
game,
yeah,
fucking
I'd
sit at
say
home
that's
and watch a movie.
more of it than not. I would say is people
And
that
and
want
what's
to
and
get
how is
high.
that hurting anyone on the fucking planet? It's not. Take care of your waste, recycle your disposable vapes. Like, I mean, that's really the only knock on it, I think, is waste a bunch of plastic.
I think personally, I mean, I think that yeah, the like where it's such a gray area that that's what makes it dangerous is that you can go and smoke weed and then go drive and more than likely you're going to get home safe. But you go out drinking with your friends and then you smoke some weed and you try to drive. Like that the two combined
Yeah.
absolutely mess you up, especially if you start with the drinks. So to me like yeah, we don't hear about strictly marijuana accidents a lot, but a person who's drunk, who's smoking weed also, just doubled their chances of getting into a person. And I mean, I have no numbers to back that up, but it's just I have to imagine just based on what I've experienced, what I've been around, that's how that's going to go. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not sitting here trying to, but that's just the danger of of us not being able to police it properly right now for people who are going to then go operate a vehicle. That's just where I'm at with it.
I mean, you're still talking about being drunk.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. More than likely, just on weed, that's not going to happen. But and a lot of the crashes that you hear about have the mix of both. But a lot of people mix them. That's what I'm saying. You don't just smoke weed and not drink. There's a lot of people that just smoke weed too, but there's also a lot of people that don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I
I
hear
mean
you.
that's just to me is going to be another hard part of policing all of this. What's enough weed to still be able to drive yourself home from a friend's house, and then what's enough beers and weed? People are gonna have to figure that shit out, man. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna
You can
it's
have 0.08 blood alcohol content and 0.10% weed content,
yeah,
THC
exactly.
content.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Is that what we're gonna get to? I don't know.
probably not. I just think that they can breathalyze you for weed now too to see if you've consumed cannabis. There's something, I think there's some tests they have for that shit now.
Really?
But I feel like if you can pass a field sobriety test, then I don't give a shit what you consumed before. Like if you aren't, you know, fucking stumbling all over the place and you had a couple of beers, like who gives a shit? Like as long as you're not gonna kill anybody, like whatever. I think we were all guilty of having a couple beers and getting driving home at one point in our lives. Like,
Sure.
I think you'd be lying if you said you weren't. Like if
Hmm.
you've never done that, for sure.
No, I agree with you there. I'm. It's just yeah. I'm playing devil's advocate in a way here. I agree with you for the most part. It's just how do we regulate this new reality? You know?
Mhm. No, it's gonna be interesting, and I think alcohol's on the decline, honestly. I
I
really
think
keep saying that. I
I
think
think all
your
studies have been coming out saying that. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
I mean, I've
Especially
even
with the
seen
younger
certain
generations.
whiskey bourbon distilleries have just shut down operations this year. Jim Beam stopped making whiskey because they have so much backstock.
Really?
They shut down their plant. Jim Beam, like That's one of the
that's
biggest
crazy.
names in whiskey. For them to shut down production, they've never done it before in their fucking history of operating. But they have so much inventory that they shut down production.
Yeah.
Like they're not closing the company or anything, but they just said, "All right, we need to sell this existing inventory, and then we'll make some more whiskey next year or whatever, whenever we get through this." But
damn.
Starley said, honestly, I knew about the tax, but I didn't think about it with the corporate structure of it. Good insight. Thank you.
For sure.
Okay, we're now at an hour 35. I will save the other little Twitter thing for a different episode.
All right.
So we don't hit 2 hours.
Tony said he's got pennies for you. No $15, just so you know.
I'll fucking see Tony eventually. I'm gonna hit that motherfucker with a sock full of pennies.
I'll clip that shit up, send it to him.
Thank you guys, everyone in the chat, for joining us. Matt, thank you
Thanks
as
for
always
listening, everybody.
for popping on with us first Wednesdays.
Always good to see you, boys.
To have you. Absolutely. All
Yeah,
right.
thanks for being here, Matt. Always.
Oh yeah, for sure. My pleasure.
We out of here.